as I'm still in the hotel room in San Francisco, I'm experiencing amazing synchronicities. I look at the people that we have encountered. In the past several months, when I've not been traveling, I've been dealing with my mother and her health that's catching up with her 95 and 10/12th year. She would turn 96 on December the 1st. And she's such an amazing person. I know she passed at the perfect time, um, before I went to Thailand, because everyone was worried. What are we going to do when Marilyn goes to Thailand? She's not there to take care of her. But it's also I learned about compassion, um, in the hospital in Joplin, Missouri. Um, the nurses and the staff, even the housekeepers, were so completely compassionate, which is very unusual in a hospital, having been in several now. And they they honored Mother when the doctors came in. They didn't speak to us. They spoke to Mother, Mom, so she would understand. And most of the time she was very coherent. Sometimes she was not, but most of the time she was very coherent and could make her own decisions, which was good. I thought that I had dealt with this, but I haven't really taken any time to, because I was packing up Mom's stuff and jumped on a plane to come to Thailand, which is why the universe gave me a whole 24 hours or more, a day and a half actually, 36 hours to just be. It's also about being okay with being. Transparency is the key. You know, I am a real person, even though Adironda does come through me. And the compassion I have for people has grown surprisingly. I'm going to flip my microphone off for just a second because I'm going to blow my nose. So now me blowing my nose will be in film for you to repeat over and over and over. The compassion that people showed us in the hospital when they took my mother out. They covered her with a black homemade quilt that had colorful stars on it. I'm sure it was an old symbol of Americana for the passage. Um, they wheeled her out, and it was like people stopped and allowed that passage. Um, I left about 5 minutes later, and the nurses and the aides came out and hugged me. I guess you all get the opportunity to experience that compassion and understand that with compassion for humanity, all things are possible. It feels like compassion should be one of the Four Noble Truths. It might be one of the Eightfold Path. I'd have to look them up. But the the Four Noble Truths are suffering. Everything is suffering. And sometimes we feel that way, and I want to understand that more greatly, which is why you're listening to this while I'm in Thailand. Um, Desire is the root of all suffering. Nirvana is possible, and these are the things that you have to do for nirvana. And then you follow the Eightfold Path. And the Eightfold Path, you can Google it and find that there's a little different words: right resolve, right communication, right speech, right mindfulness, right focus or concentration, right um, inspiration, probably not right inspiration. I probably made that one up. But uh, those the Eightfold Path will get you to nirvana. I want to understand that, and I want to understand why they say that everything is suffering, because I don't know that that's I don't want to feel that everything is suffering. Even though it's okay to suffer, even though that's fine. I want to understand how being compassionate for another human being is considered suffering. Receiving compassion from another human being, even though, like right now, I feel like I'm suffering because I'm crying and weeping around on video film for you to watch. Uh, I guess it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that. um, it still is receiving compassion from others is every as much of a gift as giving compassion. It's much easier for me to be compassionate than it is for me to receive that compassion from others. So think about that this week. What does that mean in your life? To give and receive compassion, to be the compassionee or the compassionor? Which is that? Think about it. Namaste.